This is a Headgum podcast.
How was the shoot?
Really fun. Really fun.
Did you know Taylor before?
Like through the internet, I saw her in that movie Another Simple Favor, the direct to Amazon Prime sequel of A Simple Favor.
Yeah.
It's the craziest fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is it?
The plot is all over the damn place. Taylor plays like an FBI agent who's like a bumbling fool, and she's like trying to catch somebody in a lie. And there's like a whole twin sister incest plot line. It's really redonkulous. It has barely anything to do with the first one besides it's just Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick in another locale. I think it was like Paul Feig's excuse to take his two like hags to Italy for a summer. And
which as you get older, you go, is that not the dream?
I mean, that's why the White Lotus exists.
That's why the White Lotus exists. Yeah, exactly.
To make adults with my buds, my Adam Sandler adults, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, basically. So I think that the movie's purpose was really just like a tax write-off for Paul Feig to be able to like have a kiki with Anna and Blake before the lawsuit went down, and everybody was fractured and all akimbo. But Taylor plays like a bumbling fool FBI agent, and the stuff that she's doing in that movie, the screenplay already is so ridiculous. The way that it's shot like a commercial. Like everything's a drone shot of like the side of a mountain. Like everything is like a beach shot from like 300 feet away, and then she's just there and she's like tripping over herself and like slipping on banana peels. And I like messaged her on Instagram and I was like, truly, what is this movie? Please tell me about every single thing that happened to you while making this. And also, you are giving some of the most idiosyncratic and insane line readings I've ever heard come out of a human mouth, and I just had to know more. And so that's how I met Taylor.
Well, it's wonderful. She's phenomenal. Her show is coming out.
I
Doing some
know.
Plugging for my girlfriend's clients.
I know. Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Yeah, big mistake. Check it out on Netflix. And Netflix, feel free to sponsor us for that. Welcome to The Downside. This is a place we complain, we get negative. I have been gone for a while. We recorded a couple episodes in a row. Sometimes we get people that go, oh, I wonder how they ran this episode since the last one wasn't received so well. And I go, they're back to back. So we didn't know we had fucked up.
Even know.
What happened?
Nothing.
We're really working, at least publicly, to not become the gradual pipeline to be complaining older men.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. You can feel the pull of, you want
to kvetch.
You want to kvetch, but you just start.
Well, you also like if you start self-censoring so much that you're like you're worried so much about the comments, then it can be really boring. So it's like a fine line of when is
it's just not interesting comedically. I think it just can become so easily.
What
just
are
like
the audience's gripes with you guys currently?
We can't. We're avoiding it.
You're avoiding it.
We're avoiding it.
Never mind. Never mind.
We don't mind. It's also just where it's just three people in a big mass, and you're just talking to three people, and everyone on
for
the
all
side
we
is
know,
going,
it's all
"Please,
Russian
can you talk
bots
to
that are
us?"
mad about it. It could just be.
It's all bots.
Yeah, it's all bots.
All Russian bots.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if Russian's the one doing it.
If you guys are trying to get people to like you more, having me on this show is a big ass motherfucking mistake. # big mistake coming to Netflix starring Taylor Ortega. It's a big mistake.
Is that
I
real?
think they're gonna look at John Cameron Mitchell, Adam Friedland, and you, and they're gonna go.
You guys had John Cameron Mitchell on?
It's all over.
Yeah.
That's a big get.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Check it out. It's one of everyone's favorite episodes.
John Cameron Mitchell's a really important person.
I know.
Hey,
Short Bus is such a good movie. Have you seen Short Bus?
You're too young to have seen that movie.
We watched it in preparation for
such an amazing movie.
Crazy.
You're 21, right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Why is it weird?
I think you're our youngest guest.
Yeah.
I think so.
How old is Grace Ryder?
She's 25.
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But you were literally. Have you heard about 9/11?
I have. I'm aware of it. Yes, men love to ask me on dates if I remember it, and then I have to be like, I wasn't born yet, and then they go, whoa, and then we both feel kind of bad, but it builds something between us.
I guess that would be a nice thing about dating younger women, to kind of tell them the tale of 9/11.
Would it?
Guys love to be like, we had to stay inside all day. And I'm like, you grew up in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You were paranoid.
Yeah, I wasn't scared.
Are you from New York?
No, I live
I'm
in
from upstate, and I wasn't scared.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Maryland.
Near
so
DC.
East Coast, like, was it spooky vibes? Was it lockdown vibes?
I knew that in my small hometown, nothing was going to happen up
Right.
there, you know. And I had to go to football practice that day. Like, it was not like nothing was canceled.
They
Like,
had you
it
playing
was-
football?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the build, but the affect.
Oh no,
Not exactly.
What do you mean exactly? Explore this.
The
for me.
affect. There's just
gentleness, a gentle softness, sensitivity.
Why don't you let her come up with the words?
Okay.
that's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's got a rage.
I got a rage in me.
You have a rage in you?
Yeah.
Is that why the crowd of the pod is saying that you guys are complaining too much?
Incel vibes.
Incel
Yeah.
vibes. Well, it's
Well-
okay. You have like the premier incel vibes individual on your couch tonight.
Bill
so.
and I do. This was going to be my this gotta stop, but I have plenty to do. Of where they'll be like, "Well, the straight's really coming out on this one," and I'm like, "Well, yes, we are.
You're both heterosexual males.
We're
Yeah.
both." But there's moments where they go, "Wow, they're really." You could see they're definitely white, and it's like, "Well, yes,
Yeah.
Well, yes.
yes, it does
Well,
inform
yes, of
some of the
course.
things that we do."
You've also never claimed to not be both white and straight.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Just because you gesticulate wildly does not a gay man make.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Anybody can be anything. We all exist on a million different axes. Hashtag we're free.
Yeah.
This is the downside.
We're free.
1, 2, 3.
We're free. Oh, that was the intro. Great.
No, that's
okay.
great.
That's okay.
You're totally fine.
You're
Hashtag big
listening to
mistake.
The
You guys
Downside
put the intro over my voice talking right now.
with Gianmarco
Yeah, we do every
Soresi.
time.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here with Ivy Wolk.
Hi.
And Russell Daniels, my co-host.
Hi.
It's been a long. I've been gone. I'm back. I got vocal issues I'm dealing with. I filmed my first pilot, a multicam, pilot, and
What network?
CBS.
Boots.
Yeah,
They're kind of like trying to come back.
the channel.
The channel, I feel like, is actually like trying to like really revamp in a big way.
I feel like I mean, who's doing well?
Nobody, but I feel like CBS is trying to do well, and I see that in them. I read Deadline.
You do?
They order a lot of pilots constantly. And
I
they're
know.
getting big stars.
Yeah.
Not you, but other people.
I'm sure in the
No, it was a lot of people in the
with
pilot. Kate Walsh was in it.
Awesome. Big get.
Reese Darby
Don't know who that is.
from
Shout
Flight
out.
of the Conchords.
Oh.
He played the manager in Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, okay.
And crazily, my second multicam, I'm really nervous that I'm just too much of an overactor.
That's what it is.
That I've booked
Honey,
so little things.
That's the form. That's the content.
80% is multicam of the things
This is your
I've
second
booked.
multicam.
Second
sitcom.
multicam in a
Yeah.
world where there's zero
There's
multicams.
zero.
And I've been in
Whoa.
two of them.
Was this
That's
one
crazy.
after COVID? Are they still in front of an audience?
Oh, yeah.
How is that?
One audience or multiple?
One. So at least this last one, we do like safety shoots the day before, and then they do like a full run through in front of the audience. You do each scene like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I thought it would feel more organic, and it really was like it's so much about the blocking, and
Yeah.
there's so much, and I was not a big enough part in either one to like try this,
Right.
or like I was way too scared to riff a line. It did not feel like
It's
that was
frightening. There's so many moving parts on something like that you don't really want to err on the side of caution, I think.
Yeah,
Or at least that can be like your first instinct. If you're like a consummate multicam performer, a la Valerie Cherish from The Comeback, then you can sort of get a little wacky with your choices, but
Every time I would
otherwise-
try I would try to do one thing, and it would be like so funny. We can't do that though.
Oh my God,
And then you
yeah.
go back.
yeah.
I did the because I can't talk about this one. It was a good experience, but the one I did previously was a Tracy Morgan one, and he would riff something incredibly dirty, just filthy from his act about pregnant women have the wettest pussies or whatever, and
White
everyone
vagina.
would laugh and laugh and laugh, and then we go, oh, we can't use that. And I always had this thought of like, what if we did though?
Right.
What if we took the thing that we all just laughed
Put
at
it on Peacock.
and put it on Paramount Plus?
Oh, okay.
Right.
And-
you can't put something a dirty joke on Paramount Plus?
No, but it was like it was not what the
Yeah.
show was.
right.
Yeah.
It was out of context.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
It's like I did a Meisner exercise once. It was like you know Meisner.
I'm familiar.
I don't know what your acting background is. I don't know if you're just like kind of a wonder kid who just been acting for forever, or whether you like studied the forms.
I was like naturally good at it, but I pay attention to acting like as a craft and as more of like a spiritual practice, I think. But in terms of like Stanislavski, Meisner, Uta Hagen, what have you, no knowledge of any of those things.
We
sort
just
of like
rattled them off pretty quickly.
I know their names.
Yeah.
That's as far as I can go.
That's as far as you can go.
I had a friend. I went to a performing arts high school for 1 year, and I got kicked out. I had a friend who was like in a Meisner class, and she would make people do like a thing at lunch. She would be like,
The
just help me with
repetition
my-"
exercises?
Yes, and so
Yes.
she would
Really?
she would make you like sit through your entire 30-minute lunch period, and she'd be like, "How are you?" And
Oh
I'd be like,
God!
How am I?
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
I was hoping we could do it. It's been a while. I was gonna do it. How am I?
How are you? That's how you finish it.
I thought you just say the same thing.
You
You
say
go
the same
back
thing.
and forth, but then as you get more advanced, you go, "You're skeptical. I'm skeptical. You're skeptical. I'm skeptical. You're annoyed. I'm annoyed." And then you do that until you're yelling, and then you cry, and the teacher goes, "Wow."
You're allowed to say different things. It doesn't have to be the same thing back and forth constantly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
it's
confused by.
supposed to evolve. It's supposed to like evolve, but you
Oh.
also like the teacher balances, so you're not just like making a narrative. You're supposed to be like off the response,
Right.
Just get as close to your guts as you can.
She was at lunch being like, "I have homework," and I'd be like, "I have homework," and she'd go, "You have homework," and I go, "You have homework," and then I'd have to go back to class, and my sandwich was uneaten in my lunch bag. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
That was the whole
when
Meisner practice, just to keep actors skinny.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
basically. But teenage girls should not be into Meisner. We're already so mimetic as it is. Like, teenage girls already sort of live off of eating each other's souls and wearing each other's skin as gloves. Like, you shouldn't actually have to put that into practice, like, pedagogically.
I feel like this is a very gendered opinion, but I always felt like, well, women in general are far superior actors than men.
Oh, 110%.
Like out of
Definitely.
this world, no discussion.
110%. That's why I really am like, when somebody is like, "You're an actor," I'm like, "I'm an actress." Because the presence that a woman can bring to the stage and screen is unlike anything that a man could ever dream to conjure.
And as people have pointed out, there's no what do you call it? The method act. There's no women that are doing that.
I feel like there are, but we just don't hear about it because, like, they are
Right?
not nasty, yelling at people in the streets, punching each other in the face at
Yeah,
Starbucks.
like, sorry,
I
have
think
to,
it would be
like-
tough for a woman to be like, "I'm Mary Lincoln."
Exactly.
And you'd say, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Everybody would say, "Shut the fuck up and
bitch.
kill yourself.
She'd be
You're
like,
fat."
Kill yourself, bitch. You're fat.
Everyone would be like, "Bitch, well, first of all, you are so fat.
You're fat and crazy. Shut the fuck
You're
up.
fat. You're
Well,
crazy. Kill yourself
yeah.
now."
So my question is, by that logic, okay, if women are more naturally gifted actors in general, then is the reward not even more deserving for the man who has pulled off an incredible feat
Right.
and overcome
Right.
their lack of natural ability?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
What's more impressive, a bird flying or a man flying? Whenever there's like a best, I feel like it's when it's who were the best women actresses, it's way more competitive. You're like, Jesus, all five of these performances was incredible.
Definitely. Best actress is really important. Best actor, sometimes it's for the bird. Sometimes you just give it to whichever guy decided to wear a wig. Like, really, sometimes you give it to a guy that was like, "I would like to wear a fake double chin for this movie." And everybody's like, "You are so brave."
Yeah.
But women on screen are like, "Okay, so here's a scene of me, literally Isabel Huppert, piano teacher, taking a razor blade to my labia and cutting myself in the bathtub." And where were her accolades? I think she did get some, but she
I was
deserves
watching-
one every year for that film.
I watched Hamnet.
Yeah.
Boo, bitch.
I wasn't a fan.
Slog.
I
slog.
I wasn't a fan.
I couldn't do it.
Ham
You gotta be
fisted.
careful. You're closer to this shit than
I
than
know,
us.
but I'm also mad at Hamnet because Rose Byrne was nominated for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and if she had won, that would have been 2 for 2 of me acting alongside Best Actress winners 2 years in a row.
Right, that is
But
true.
it was thwarted by Jessie Buckley. I think Rose's performance, in no hate to Jessie Buckley, actually, I'm gonna be rude. But it's not to her; it's the direction and it's the film overall. But I was like, people were really impressed by Jessie's performance in that because it was like big moment after big moment, and every emotional arc was so fragmented, whereas Rose is layering all of those things on top of each other. So like there's the scene where Jessie Buckley is being whimsical, then there's a scene where she's screaming, then there's a scene where she's crying, then there's a scene where she's being proud of a man, then they're da-da-da-da. Rose Byrne is doing all of those things layered on top of each other literally constantly, and that movie never gets to cut away to Paul Mescal being banal, you know? Like Rose Byrne didn't have like a break in that film for Paul Mescal to take over and, like my dad says, look like a guy who should be installing air conditioners for a living. Like I think she was robbed.
I still need to see it. I started
still
it.
gotta see
it
it.
was really it was so intense.
really intense.
It was just a movie where I was like headed to bed.
Yeah.
I know,
No,
same
it's not a
thing.
head to bed
And by the way,
movie.
Same thing. I was
Tovah-
about to too, and I was like,
Tovah,
I
my
can't do
girlfriend,
this
who's a
right
good
now.
sleeper, fell asleep full volume watching If I Had Legs That Kick You,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just a movie that you got to prepare yourself
You gotta
for.
be ready.
You have to
for.
prepare. Yeah, it's not a go to bed movie because you will have spooky dreams. You'll have spooky dreams about the myth of the American family.
So tell us a little. So you grew up in Los Angeles. Your father, a censor for Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he thinks censor is a derogatory term, and often he'll text me, "Can you edit your Wikipedia to take out the word censor and add back in standards and practices admin?" But I don't really mind disparaging him as a person, so I'm just going to keep it. Also, I don't know how to edit Wikipedia. He thinks I know websites better than
You
I do.
would think he would know how to
You would
censor Wikipedia.
Eggs fucking exactly.
Pull some strings. He is literally the overseer just for that show.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to do it for like a bunch of shows at ABC. And then now he's just employed by Jimmy Kimmel. He's worked at the show since, I guess it's been on for like 23 years now. So he's worked on the show for like 23 years.
Wow.
So when he heard that Charlie Kirk joke that Jimmy Kimmel made,
This
did he
is
go, loved it?
This is what I've literally been thinking since it happened. But here's the thing: is like
Remind people, just so everyone knows. So at least the
it wasn't even a joke. It was like a statement.
No, it was like
it was a statement, and it didn't fully implicate, but it basically kind of blamed conservatives
for the death of Charlie Kirk.
Which, and they
isn't wrong. I mean, America deserved 9/11 in the same way.
Where's your dad?
Where's your dad?
I don't know, Gianmarco. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell
Where's your dad?
you.
But it was like the worst faith in terms. First of all, it's not a big deal at all. I think far worse was what Jimmy Kimmel's getting dragged for right now.
What's he getting dragged for right now?
He's getting dragged for because they nominated who replaced Kristi Noem. What's the position? Department of Homeland Security. He used to be a plumber. And Jimmy Kimmel made like, now we got a plumber in charge of Homeland Security, and
People are accusing him of being classist.
Yeah, it was just one of these where it's like there's so many things to criticize about this person
that lives in Hollywood. Like, you're
yeah.
Okay, guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be much rather have a plumber in charge of Homeland Security than a late night talk show host.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's who literally is the president right now, is basically like
Late night talk show host. Yeah.
I mean, my dad's job really, like, I don't like the thing with the Charlie Kirk joke was after that happened, I was like, was that not his domain? But what I'm sort of realizing is like, it's not actually. Like, his job is literally to, if like somebody says a cuss word on the show, his job is to timestamp it and bring it to the editing bay expeditiously so that they can cut it out before it has to go to air. And also his job has to be to make sure that the things that are in the commercials are not in conflict with any of the dialogue in the episode.
Sure.
So it's not really about like monitoring things people could potentially be upset by. It's like keeping the sponsors for like the broadcasters at ease, and then also making sure that like the episode is like literally technically allowed to go on the airwaves.
Like, do you think him and his censorship friends were like texting up a storm after the BAFTAs? Like, oh my God, they missed one.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
because I feel like it's like a
That's
job. You go when you're talking about it, I'm
yeah.
like, this doesn't seem like a whole job. Seems like it'd be.
But then something like the BAFTAs happens, and you go, I wish John Wolk was in that room.
Yeah.
I wish John Wolk with 23 years of experience was in that damn room.
Yeah. So he's been doing that for 23 years.
Yeah, I think so. If that's how long Jimmy Kimmel's been on, then yeah, I think so.
And then your mom, landscape architect.
She like works at a landscape architecture firm. She just graduated from college. So
Just now?
like 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
So yeah, but when I was a kid, she like taught old people how to swim at the local pool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I still can't swim because I was such a rebel that I
can't swim?
I can, but I don't know how to get all the way under the water.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like my butt cheeks are always exposed to the air, and the small of my
I
back.
don't even know
is
how I
always-
do that.
I guess I can only float. Yeah.
And that's the kid you were. You're just like, well, my mom teaches this. I'm not gonna learn it.
Yeah, I guess I just wasn't interested in anything that she was doing, and so I decided to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
When your parents get divorced?
When I was 2.
When you're 2. Okay, early
Yeah.
divorce. What was your custody schedule?
Sometimes I would go to my dad's place on the weekends when he would remember.
Okay. How often did he remember?
How often did he remember? One time my mom decided not to remind him, and it was like 3 months.
Oh
Wow. So if you saw
He
your
has
dad,
a lot of friends. He loves his pals. He's a guy with a lot of pals, and pals take precedent. He is really like bros before hoes, and I was the hoe.
Are there other siblings or just you?
Just me.
Just you.
So
was
when he
in and
did
out.
remember, when your mom reminded him, like, is it a Friday after school pickup and you go back
Oh,
Monday?
he couldn't pick me up for school. It was
Okay.
like we had to literally like my mother had to be like, I'm dropping her off at your apartment and I am picking her up, because he was like, it's like this type of clerical work that goes into being a father. I don't think he was ready for. It was 2004. In 2004, it's like, what else do you do besides get married and have a kid? It's not his truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that he is bohemian. It is to say that he is distracted.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to like go with him to Kimmel? Did he ever like
Yes. I would go with him to work. If there was a celebrity that I was interested in, I would
like who were you into at that age? And what age were we talking? Like, were you
like really young. I mean, I think I met Demi Lovato at Jimmy Kimmel in maybe 2008 or 9. I got to meet Bridget Mendler from Good Luck Charlie.
okay?
I got to meet Lin-Manuel Miranda when I was like 11 or 12.
Did you hang?
I took a photo with him. He was like kind of brusque.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, I said, I love Hamilton. He went, yeah, me too. So
No.
Yeah.
No, he said
Really?
that.
he was curt with me, but
And that's how
I gotta
you.
learn. I have to learn somehow that's just how it be out here.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be tough. I mean, sometimes people are doing those shows and they're stressed.
Oh, I understand it now. Like, I mean, the Disney pop girls were always really courteous and kind, but that was because they were like actually trained in a factory by pedophiles to be the most
Yeah.
like genteel people on the planet.
Yes.
And so they had no other option than to be totally plucky, even if they were like literally I met Demi Lovato when like she was like had like bleeding open self-harm wounds under her like cropped leather jackets that they would put her in.
And you know what's I gotta tell you, none of that deters me from my dream, as we've talked about, of being a child star.
Of course.
I
A child pop
so
star?
wish.
Just
Oh,
in
even better.
Even better.
Oh my God, to be a pop star, to be able to
child
dance
pop
and
star.
Going to like malls.
If I could
performing
live,
for-
I know
when
Michael
I think
Jackson's
about,
doing so well right now.
Yeah.
when I think about the lives that I would have wanted to live, it is usually like it's Miley Cyrus,
Right.
Oh
or
God.
I mean, NSYNC boys. I want to dance. I want to sing. Justin Bieber.
Okay.
That's the life. That's what I
understand that.
wanted.
Do you like
But
the-
you see where most of those things end up. Like, is that
Yeah,
doesn't
but
weigh
what about
your-
living in the moment?
My
like,
question to you is, because I also really wanted that life and tried to get it and then didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like almost like in positions where I could have, and then it was just thwarted. But like, when you fantasized about this as a child, were you cognizant of the underlying like ironic trouble of all of it, or was it just
you
the
mean
pure?
like the trouble of like too many people have a crush on me?
So it was just like the pop,
It was all good.
fancy and free spectacle of it that was appealing to you.
It was being talented. It was being like being like a prince, and you're training every day.
Right.
You have a private teacher.
I feel like
I'm trying to recreate that life for myself at 37.
My thing from a very early age, like I was kind of already cognizant of the fact that there is like a dark, ironic trouble to
Now,
all
how
of
did you
it.
find that?
And I found it like sexual in words that I didn't have yet to describe.
Where did you witness this?
Where did I witness this? I mean,
And why didn't you say anything?
Well, when my father was like in his early 20s, when he first met my mother in LA, my dad was the assistant to this agent named Bernie Brillstein, who was like a
of
really,
course,
really
I
big
used to be with
agent.
Brillstein.
Yeah,
Like,
and
Tovah's one of the idols of.
Brillstein.
Well, he's one of those. He's like he's one of the few managers who really wrote the book.
Yeah.
Where did I go right? Something. It's called something called.
He
like
was a big deal, but my dad like worked at Brillstein and was an assistant to managers of child actors at the time. So my father was in charge of like early Jenna Malone, early Alicia Silverstone, like corresponding with their families and the managers and all of that. And so my dad, from a very young age, was like, I never want you to be an actress because you will end up like with maggots in your pussy in a storm drain. And I was basically like, but I really would love to have maggots in my pussy in a storm drain because those women seem so thin and revered. And so from a very early age, it was just drilled into me like the life of an actress is total hell.
No,
and
what
is
did he
constant
actually say to you?
crisis.
He didn't say maggots and pussy.
No, but he was like, it's very dark and it drives you crazy and you will be an insane person. I was like, well, you're an insane person purporting yourself to not be an insane person. So what if I was an insane person that purported themselves to be an insane person? At least then one of us would be telling the truth in
That's
this
how
car.
I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Where you know how they say it's like people who are unhappy if they win the lottery, eventually they're still unhappy. I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather be unhappy and have won the lottery than be
Definitely.
unhappy and now.
Definitely.
Ugh.
What?
Gianmarco, don't ask me what, okay? I'm annoyed. And I'm annoyed with misleading healthy meals, and I'm tired of locking in for another New Year's trend, okay? I need something to cut through the noise. Something that's a trusted authority in clean eating, delivering only real farm-sourced ingredients. What could that be, Gianmarco?
Well, if I had to say, it's Green Chef.
Really?
Yeah, Green Chef has clean eating without compromise.
Wow. Can I trust every bite?
Every single one. It's got science-backed nutrition. You reach your wellness goals with options like Mediterranean, high protein, high fiber, plant-based, and more. And it's clinically proven to support healthier habits.
Wow, that's great. Also, I've read it's convenience made simple.
Russell, I'm just happy to hear that you're reading. Let them do the research, the meal planning, the grocery shopping, and you can enjoy low-prep, low-mess meals for every lifestyle.
Next, you're going to tell me it's convenient.
Oh, yeah, buddy. It's so convenient. You just have to head to greenchef.com/50downside and use code 50downside to get 50% off your first month. Then 20% off for 2 months. That's code 50downside at greenchef.com/50downside.
Although, like, the life of a female celebrity particularly, it is
Glamorous.
it's a specific nightmare.
Glamorous.
It's deeply glamorous, but you know,
So many
there's
great
that-
outfits. And
Of course, but then you know, it's like the gilded cage. It's the gilded cage.
Yeah.
And a lot of bitches don't want to be in the gilded cage. They know why the cage bird sings fucking Pink Pony Club, and they don't want to be in the cage.
Yeah.
Chaperone the cage bird in the cage singing the Pink Pony
But
Club.
she's holding it down.
She's holding it down.
I respect.
I respect the fuck out of her. She's holding it down, but I do think she would be happier as like a nurse practitioner in a small town, like beating the shit out of her boyfriend in like a Wendy's parking lot. Like I do think she would be really happy as like a lash tech with like a 2-year-old son that hasn't seen his father in 7 years.
When she sent sick the security guard and that 11-year-old, she's like, I wish that was my 11-year-old to abuse.
Absolutely, 110%.
Yeah.
I think that Chapel Roan would be really happy, like doing nails in wherever the fuck she came from, and like being super rude at Walmart. I think that would be a joy for her. But unfortunately, she is deeply talented and glamorous and has a huge, awesome white girl butt, and so she's a star.
She does.
That's a pog. That's a pog if I ever saw one. Mother.
That's fat ass white girl.
Fat ass white girl. Fat with a PH.
With a PH. Yeah.
Little urban twang on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad it doesn't need to be. You're either so famous or you're on the decline. There's no nice little medium level, and it's tough.
I feel like
Who's in the middle? Yeah.
I feel like I'm teetering on middle. I feel like enough people know who I am where I can make a living, but I can also like still go to Trader Joe's and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just like what being a comic is.
I think there's the weirdness to being a comic where I know people who are infinitely more famous than me, but like couldn't sell out a show. You can quickly rally a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I'm not worth it to help numbers in the box office for China.
Right.
But like I could go to Hong Kong and fill a room with
Yeah.
fans. And
Yeah.
so it's like it's just different.
Yeah.
Different powers.
Different powers.
Yeah.
So you dreamed, did you fantasize you wanted to be a part of this world? You're seeing how fucked up it is.
I wanted to be a part of that world, even though everybody was telling me how fucked up it was.
You get to see taping. You said Jimmy Kimmel, but like, were you taking acting class? Did you do school plays?
I grew up in like a musical theater conservatory that I was really into.
What do you mean you grew up in?
Like I did the same program from like 8 to 17, basically.
Like a summer or after school?
It was sometimes it was after school, sometimes it was in the
Because I heard your voice. You have an incredible incredible voice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Were you singing Life is a Cabaret at
Yeah.
Sesh Comedy Club?
No, I sing at Sesh. I've been doing my hours at Sesh lately, and I sing "Retard Girl" by Hole at the end of my shows, but like a broad jazzy rendition.
Is that Sondheim?
Is that what?
By Hole.
Hole.
Oh.
Courtney Love.
Who did you?
Oh,
What did
okay.
she said?
Well, it
Haim?
was a joke because of the title that it wasn't Sondheim. I was
Right.
trying, and then Jesus Christ. Yeah, I thought it was Follies. I thought it was from Frogs.
Oh, I
the
think
lesser
is
known.
that song Haim?
Oh,
Like
no,
the
I
Three
said that's
Sisters.
Sondheim.
Sondheim.
Oh.
It could be.
I change it. Is that
could
Andrew
be.
Lloyd Webber?
It could be. Courtney Love has a similar prowess and
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have a lot of talent.
I do.
So you're doing this musical. What musicals were you in? Anything?
The last one I ever did was the Wild Party, the Lippa
Which-
one.
Lippa.
I was the brassy lesbian.
Which song is hers?
I need a old-fashioned lesbian love story.
Okay, yeah. It's currently
The other
Encores.
one. The other one.
Is it Lacusa?
Lacusa.
It's
Lacusa's at
one. But it was
Encores.
weird. I was looking it up. I could not figure out which fucking one it was.
They honestly they obfuscate. And it's so crazy because they were both staged at the exact same time.
I don't know how
the
that
first time
happened
around.
because the poem got
Crazy.
made public.
Right.
So the listeners, Wild Party was a poem in the 1920s.
Yeah, and it was made public domain, and so then two guys, Lippa and Lacusa, decided, I'm going to make musicals out of this. They developed them at the same time, and then randomly they were mounted in New York City.
Lacusa's was Broadway, Lippa's was off Broadway,
Off-Broadway,
but
they were-
Lippa's had Idina Menzel,
Yeah.
Taye Diggs, Brian Stokes Mitchell. I forget the other
No,
lead.
Brian Darcy James.
Brian Darcy James.
And then, but then the Broadway
It's
one
incredible.
had
Mandy
Eartha Kitt.
Patinkin.
Mandy Patinkin. The Broadway one had Eartha Kitt. Tony Collette was Queenie. Like they were both
They're
really
both.
pulling
I mean,
punches.
they're both banging. Lacusa's is harder to is not quite as accessible, but it's amazing if you can get into it.
It's really good. I
you
need
know
to
any
go see the
Lacusa?
production.
I don't know. Not really. no.
John Cameron Mitchell was in Hello Again, another great.
Oh yeah.
What are your favorites? What are your shows?
What are my shows? I mean, I have a cabaret tattoo on the back of
see.
my
Oh.
arm here. So in the 1998 West End production with Jane Horrocks and Alan Cumming, in Mein Herr, Sally holds this lollipop. This is "I love you" in German, and I got it tattooed on me when I was 18.
Incredible.
What
I saw a
else?
production in London where I've told you this. I saw a production of Cabaret in London where it was very bad. And there's the woman she's a sex worker with all the sailors. And this guy came out. I saw it with my mom in high school. He has such a big dick. He was naked. He just went. And it made like a
Amazing.
slapping drum sound. And then at the end.
But that's where cabaret is at its best, when the people at the helm are sort of like, how can we make this as like raucous as possible?
and I do like that.
Yeah.
This is the same time I saw.
feel like that's been missing for a while in that show.
100%.
We were watching these like beautiful musical theater people who are working out at the gym. They're not dirty. They're not,
No.
they're not like
Cabaret, even if the production is bad, even if the rest of the center does not hold, it does need dick slapping between the thighs.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does require that.
Yeah.
But then the whole production didn't work well enough because at the end, he sings, he goes back to the cabaret song, the MC singing it, and he started like taking off his clothes to reveal he had Holocaust pajamas on.
Right.
And it had failed so bad up to that point, people started giggling in the audience.
Right.
And to have people giggling as there's like gas, like
Right.
smoke coming
Right.
in,
Oh,
and the
God.
pajamas, and just
When-
like there's
oh,
a
my God.
complete failure.
I went to Emerson College for a year, and they did a production of Cabaret, and at the end, instead of like having them in the Holocaust pajamas, they all like took off the period clothes to be wearing like normal 2026 street clothes. And so there was just a guy wearing like and one basketball shorts and like a Just Do It t-shirt, and he's like, the gas is like coming over him, and I was like, he's white. I was like, what's the message here?
what's
That
the
like
message?
that like wiggers are gonna be genocided? I don't know.
Oh God! I mean, hopefully we won't have to deal. We're gonna have to deal with so many like Trump meta. I mean, if everything
Oh,
continues, there's gonna be
God.
so many like
So
Trump meta
Theater's
many.
gonna be so
It's gonna be
annoying.
so
he's
bad.
gonna take off the armband. It's gonna be a "Make America Great Again" band.
Yes.
It's gonna be so on the nose.
It's gonna be so
but
on
it's
the
really
nose.
tough. I mean, I don't. I watched the first season of The Boys, and I didn't go beyond that. But you see people being like, it's so on the nose. But you know how they always go, they look at the news, they go, well, the Onion's fucked or whatever.
Right.
Where I do feel like there's a degree where like how satirical can you be when
He's like-
when the absurdity of politics has hyper accelerated to
Yeah.
a point.
Definitely. I mean, I think then at that point, like the forms and mediums just have to get weirder and more absurd. Like I think like the an hour-long television dramedy is not the vehicle for communicating how strange our world is. I think it actually has to
like
be
Connor O'Malley.
Exactly. I think it has to be like video art and like shit like that, or it has to be like
tough though because
experimental
my
music.
mom. I mean, I could try to sit my mom down to watch Connor O'Malley's most recent video, and I don't think it would go well.
That's the thing. Is it's an if you know type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like for the terminally online.
Definitely.
Which we are to a degree. I think you probably beat us both.
Definitely, just like on account of my age, but also on account of the fact that my phone is always in my hand constantly.
Me too, though. But I think it's like.
What do you do on your phone? What do you guys both do on your phone? I've not been addressing you.
That's okay.
I actually need to I need to bring you into
That's
the fore.
okay.
Yeah, I need to intro. I always feel like before the pod, I should do more of like an intro.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's been on Broadway.
You
But
have
just once.
what show?
I was Josh Gad's standby for Gutenberg.
Wow!
And you played the
musical.
producer
that made
in a couple
big
episodes.
splash.
It made a huge
That was
splash.
a big deal on the Great White Way.
Yeah, it did.
Kidding,
Was.
but I do respect you.
Hey, it made a lot of money.
It did.
It made a lot of money.
It made over $1 million a week.
He was
it
in
a play?
Titanic off Broadway.
A musical.
It was a musical. You were in Titanic.
Yes.
Do you know Kathy Deitch?
I do. Yeah, I
Kathy
did.
Deitch was one of the teachers at the musical theater conservatory that I grew up in, and she is like a dear, close, lifelong friend of mine.
Oh, nice. I did. Yes, we overlapped a little bit there.
I love her dearly.
Yeah.
What was that Gutenberg slander?
What was the Gutenberg slander?
It was
Just,
it did a
what's
full
Gutenberg?
run.
It did a full run, but like, what is Gutenberg? Like, no tea, no shade.
was the guy
It
who
was
made the
originally a
printing
UCB
press.
show that then
It went to Broadway?
It was a 2-person musical that was an off-Broadway hit in
It
2000.
was Josh Gad and who else?
Andrew Reynolds.
Andrew Reynolds. I
Yeah.
do love him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do really love him.
You know,
He
it was a great show. It was a good show.
I think like by Broadway standards, it was a full success.
Yeah.
They
I'm
did their
sure.
full run.
I mean, and was it like an original story? It's like based on a real guy, but it like wasn't based on a movie or anything.
It's two guys pitching a musical about Gutenberg who don't really know anything about Gutenberg.
Okay.
So it's you're like it's they're pitching a story and it's like they're playing a lot of characters. It's very sketch comedy.
How often did you get to go on?
I went on one time.
One time.
what day?
On October 7th, 2023. I made my Broadway debut.
Well, that's why Hamas did it.
yeah.
No, they were saying it was the worst thing to happen to the Jews that year.
Oh,
They heard you were outside that day.
best
They
day
had
of
to
my
act.
life. It was.
They had to change everything.
Well, they did. They had some change. Okay.
Oh no! Listen, because also, yeah, there was one thing where part of the play is like there's jokes about because it's set in Germany that they hate Jews, and so like we wear hats, and it would be like there would be hats that say Nazi on them, and then they were like, "Ooh, Nazi, that seems bad," and then they changed it to anti-Semite, and we were like, "Actually, it's worse now," and it was like
It's
this
more
whole
specific.
it was like this whole thing of like finding like what's the best joke for
And it's Nazi. It's clearly
Nazi.
Nazi.
It's a Nazi girl.
Also, it's like 4 letters. It's
Yeah.
so easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite. It's like.
And it's like the whole time you
How
have
do
to
you
like show
stretch
the full thing.
Right, stretching anti-Semite across
Yeah.
a hat. It wraps all the way around. Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
I just
Yeah.
don't think I keep telling Russell to stop wearing that hat when he's out in public.
I think it looks really good on you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a crazy day. It was a crazy. Also, because I really didn't. It was the matinee, so I didn't even really know
Right.
that was happening. And then people were trying to tell me about it afterwards. I was like, what?
Right.
You know,
It's so funny.
having a great day.
You were like, I'm so happy
I
about
just
Gutenberg.
this is the biggest day of my life.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
They're like, "Did you hear? I know."
I know.
I was fantastic. yeah,
Yeah.
that's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
But at least it was an iconic day. At least, like, when people read history books in the future, like, they will see.
They'll talk about that day, and I'll be like, well, here's what's going on with me.
Exactly. It's like how I wasn't born for 9/11, but you were upstate, and so you can share
Yes.
about that.
Yeah. My day was pretty boring, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people were scared on October 7th that you'd be in for the ticket they bought for Gutenberg?
Oh, yeah.
They were really, that's what
Yeah.
they were scared of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of the internet, I think we're probably pretty similar. We're more.
I think
You're
I'm just a
lurker.
little less.
You're not a poster.
No, I'm not a poster, but I lurk.
You're on Reddit. You're on Reddit deeper
I'm on
than I
Reddit.
am.
Yeah.
But
I'm a
you
poster.
feel like you were 4chan.
I was actually not 4chan. The thing about me is I am a poster and I'm very online, but I'm kind of technologically inept. And so if the interface of a website is too hard to use, I will not use it.
Snapchat was the first one where I was like, "Do you not want me to use this?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going
Yeah.
It's
on."
complicated.
I can't get that
And they've
one.
made it even more complicated. I still have Snapchat on my phone because I'm a young ho, so I make show posters on there because they have better fonts than Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, literally all the posters for my hour made them on Snapchat. I'm a young ho.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I still have it also because like when I run out of storage on my phone, I use the Snapchat camera roll as my camera roll on my phone, so I take all my pictures on there, which is like another young ho thing to do. It's like that's how bad I am at using technology. Is like I'm like, well, I'll just do a new app for this instead of figuring out how to buy more cloud storage. I don't know how to do that.
Sure.
So, but Snapchat, they keep making it more complicated.
But where do you get your? So what's your intake from? Because I heard you talk about how you were more in touch with kind of this wave of incel culture as it was coming, and where are you seeing the seeds of that?
I was like lurking on the incel forums. Like I was definitely really fascinated with them before like the incel lingo became sort of front of mind, before we were like suffixing everything with maxing or pilled. Like I was aware of all of those things just because it was like...
Is this Reddit though that you're seeing this?
Reddit, like incel specific forums and websites. I was getting sort of like 4chan offshoot stuff. Like I was never like an active user, but like I could lurk, but I could never like know enough or be involved enough to post or anything. Like my friends were also like involved in, not like directly, but like also very interested in these types of people the same way I was, and so we would also
what's the interest?
What is the interest?
What's the interest? Just sort of I have like great empathy for that sense of like deep, profound sexual frustration, because I feel like it is something that has plagued me my entire life and probably will until, you know, I am worm food in a casket. But like I think it's that. I think it's also like seeing how people of my generation have become more adept at irony, and how we are very maybe particularly malaised. I mean, I don't know, were teenagers during like the Bush administration like as aggro and aggressive?
You gotta go further back for him.
Shut up.
For me,
shut up. Same age.
No, I mean, I don't know. The internet was like, I remember meeting someone who like used Reddit, and I was like, oh my God, you're a Reddit guy? You did the Secret Santa on Reddit?
It definitely is a weird thing of remembering before, and then there was a time where it was happening, but you weren't as on.
But there was not this turboness of like the nihilism and the kind of comedy that can happen like only online.
Yes,
where
that's what I figured too. And so
we had South Park though, like if South Park is part of the narrative of like of this
100% it is.
That was certainly our childhood.
Young.
And I mean, it was very much like everyone's full of shit. This is lame. We're saying whatever.
Right.
And then, but
it was just not mediated by the internet, and so therefore, it like wasn't forever, and it was more immediate and personal, where it was like you guys were saying whatever and being nihilistic, like in a basement together. But now it's like you can be nihilistic and jaded and angry and say whatever with somebody in Bangladesh, like right now.
Yeah, but it also wasn't. It didn't feel like, you know, when you see, whether it be a joke about Charlie Kirk or a joke about George Floyd and like a meme, like it's so much more extreme than the kind of stuff I was necessarily. So we had like the most extreme things that I think were Two Girls, One Cup, Mr. Hand. So there was like video stuff.
Yes.
Live leak.
But meme culture, like images proliferating constantly in that way and taking new forms. Like Two Girls, One Cup, as much as it spread, is always going to be Two Girls, One Cup. Yeah. But like a Charlie Kirk meme can be anything. That can be text, that can be video, that can be a picture, it can be as absurd as you want it. I mean, right now, I feel like this word is like already sort of like faded into the background, but people were saying low Kirkuanly, which is low key, Charlie Kirk, and genuinely in one word, like a triple portmanteau. And so like it started with low genuinely, which was low key genuinely as a portmanteau, and then somebody spliced Kirk in the middle because just the name is enough for people of my generation to evoke laughter in us.
What does low key genuinely mean? Like I mean it, but I'm like trying to be chill?
Yes.
Okay. So then
low Kirkuanly
is just because it's like a weird like absurdist thing where just the name Charlie Kirk can send people of my generation into a fit of giggles.
And I think that's where I become the older man.
Right.
Where I go, okay, but it's got to mean something.
Right,
like
but the thing
I'm down for any reinvention of language, but if it doesn't mean anything, then you might as go boobity bop.
But the thing is, what it does mean is it speaks to like a larger thing of our generational like malaise and frustration at how we are literally powerless and led astray.
So then, what do we get to the death of language, and we all just go around going kirkaloopadoo?
You never heard of Dadaism?
Yeah, listen, low.
Yeah, I don't want to live it.
You don't want to live it, but we are.
Yeah,
low Kirkuanly, you're really reading too much into this, bruh. But I mean, I was on those sides of the internet, sort of passively.
Why
just
do you
sort of
relate to
checking
the?
in.
Why do you think you relate to? Because I was looking at your stories from yesterday, and you were talking about.
I'm an incel,
women,
#Atlanta. I was
to a
posting
degree.
I'm an incel, #Atlanta.
But specifically, you were talking about how like let's see if I can paraphrase it correctly. You were talking about how like women will find like some guy who's like a little bit weird and a little bit like offbeat and finds that he's got that good dick and think that they're Christopher Columbus
Yes.
because they discovered when really he's been laying pipe all over the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then but then you take that position, which is kind of a little bit of like women are a little bit full of shit, or they think they're doing something special, and then you do the opposite, and then you go, but men, when they get that kind of weird girl pussy, they're actually Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
And in a way, I see almost a greater sympathy or a connection to like the guys that are struggling, and a certain degree of like, and the women, some of it's you're full of yourself.
I think that
I don't mean to oversimplify. That's what I saw in that one
that
particular.
post.
Where it was like the guy is actually wow.
No, it was more of a thing of like men actually are like when guys actually do fuck, like I call it in that video, a woman who can't wash her personality off in the shower. Like when guys actually do fuck that, they do treat it like it's revolutionary, and it is, because strange women go home with nothing usually. Strange women are like empty-handed and treated as lepers at every avenue, whereas what I've observed is my sympathy was with women there, because what I've observed is that
They're fucking strange men all the time.
yes, and men who like ain't shit, have nothing going on, but like are a little like can maybe be sort of like enigmatic or strange enough to connote a complexity in like a delusional mind. Like those kinds of men are getting just like pussy by the fucking fistfuls. It's running out of their fucking palms like sand. It's just like it's
you
crazy.
sure?
Yes,
Let me tell you something.
Gianmarco.
It's
I-
hard. It's
I
hard
was-
to do this game without picking people to.
Well, that's
to
the
use.
problem, and I'm just going to use me.
Okay.
There was never pussy flowing out of the hand like
Yeah,
sand.
but you are older than me. You are older
You're
than me,
older,
Gianmarco.
yeah.
I'm a young woman. I'm a young hoe. Okay, and the
you're not-
paradigm has
once,
shifted.
I was once a young
You're
hoe
not that
too.
Not
strange.
anymore.
You know what I mean?
You're also
Sure.
not that strange.
No. Well, I guess. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I could have been weirder. I was probably trying to hold in too much.
A little to doesn't make you too off the beaten path. There's a lot of people like you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the thing is, there's a lot of people like every guy, and that's ultimately what I was getting to, is like women always think, and I am so guilty of this time and time fucking again, is I'll see a guy where I'm like, I bet nobody has ever fucked you, and I see your secret handsomeness and the interiority that you're hiding behind the strange like exterior, and I'm gonna like crack it and get to the bottom of it. And then all of my other friends and every woman I've ever met has had that exact same idea,
Yeah.
because we see deeper than the veneer. Men only really, for a while at least, like to see the veneer, I think.
Okay, so then. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So when a woman is weird, a guy is not like, well, I actually want to crack you open and find your like soft gooey center or find anything interesting about you past like how you present yourself. Men are like, that's a weird bitch, stay away from me, you're a leper. But when women see a guy that like doesn't have shit going on and is nasty, this has been my
Sometimes
experience.
I go, that's an interesting thought. I
think
don't know if
you're-
it's true.
I think
I've
you're
slept-
thinking of. I agree, because I'm thinking of like. I think you're thinking of like kind of quirky, or well, I'm thinking deeply weird.
Deeply
for
weird.
both
No, we're talking weird,
cases.
like Zoe Deschanel in
No.
the
No,
New Girl. It was
shut
a joke.
up. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I got scared. I got really
Where
scared.
do you identify in this thing? You're observing. You're seeing the world.
I'm usually the weird girl that goes home unfucked. I'm usually like the strange when
Okay. Do you have a partner right now?
yeah.
Okay. So.
But it took
come on.
it took a while for
Yeah,
me
you're
to get
fucking
that.
21.
I
What do you
know,
want, some
but
sympathy?
I had to date older.
You're fucking 21.
Gianmarco, I had to. Gianmarco, I
How
had
much
to.
older?
He's 17
I want you
years
to meet
older
my
than
dad's
me.
new girlfriend.
17 years old.
He's
17
Almost.
years old. 17 years.
He's
Do you-
17
do
years
people
older
are
than
people
me.
weird about that to you?
yeah, definitely. I
Wait,
mean,
he's 17 years older?
yeah. I had to, in order for somebody like me to date, because Gen Z men really don't pick up what I'm putting down whatso fucking ever. They're like perversely interested in me in a way that's like not penilely motivated. Like they're interested in me in a way where I'm like, I'm just gonna let this clown talk at me for a few minutes and then go tell my friends that the craziest thing in the world just happened. But like that does not a fuck make. Like that does not a dick and pussy make. And so, but women I know are like actively seeking out the most poorly adjusted errant males because they think that they are going to be the first ones to like soften him and crack him open or introduce him into like well socialized life, and that's just not the case.
Okay, so this guy.
Every obese alcoholic male comedian I know with no job has pussy at home that is of unbelievable echelon.
You see, this is where I go back to my story, and I gotta tell you that was not. That was not.
What's your comp, Gianmarco?
Mine comp. I never. The way you make it sound is like, oh, guys, it's easy for guys.
I think in some places it is. I think that a lot of the incel mentality comes from like they begin to blame women for their failures instead of just realizing that actually like if you don't constantly blame women for shit all the time, women will take you as you are. Pretty much. I mean, like I said, at least in places like Brooklyn, New York, where I pay my damn taxes, #Kings County resident, it's like the guys there, the dick there between the ages of like 21 to I'd say 30 is crazy. The dick there is like one of my best friends in the world, who's one of the flyest, sexiest, most successful women that I know, is still like thinking about killing herself every day over dick that she got from a guy who had a hole in the bottom of his shoe that he kept taped together with a movie ticket.
Okay. So why is that? Was he interesting, or you think she doesn't realize the options that she has before her, or is she in the one city where like the ratio to guys it's terrible and she should just get the fuck out of here?
The ratio to guys here is terrible, but also it's like men who think that they can coast by on their strange, like slightly idiosyncratic charisma, move here and like start owning the world and acting like they fucking live in City Hall.
See, so back to my experience, I feel like the few women in my 20s to my 30s, few,
Okay.
they in fact were the ones who it's the reason I got a bed frame. It's the reason I started hanging up pictures on the wall.
Yes, but
I took what they said very seriously, and they bettered me.
Yes, and therein lies the point. It's always a bettering. But men do not extend the bettering back the other way.
So I'm supposed to go there and say, this meal's a little dry?
Or you're supposed to be like, hey, like, if you have a child, like, I won't, like, leave you and go fuck, like, a hooker in Hawaii.
Wait a second.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It starts making sense when you zoom out.
So is dating a 38-year-old, has this solved some of those problems for you?
Honey, I'm broken as a damn fucking shattered ceramic doll. Honey, I'm in pieces. Honey, I'm in fractals.
Yeah.
Honey.
Keep going. More.
Honey, I'm as broken as a fucking dinner plate smashed up on the damn kitchen floor after a big fight, okay? Honey, I'm shattered. But this is the salve right now. It's working.
Stop. What do you really think?
What do I really
How long
think?
have you guys
really
been
think?
dating?
Like, loosely for like a year.
Okay.
So
That's
he
a
was
long
once
time.
37.
Yes. He was once 37. He was once very young. I'm very like, I really like him. We really enjoy each other.
Can I be honest? If I had a 30, if Tovah and I broke up, and you were still speaking to me because she's your manager,
Yeah.
would I? And I said, hey, I want you to meet this. Hey, the restaurant I'm going to tonight. The restaurant I'm going to tonight. Do they card?
Right.
She just turned 21. So this day. No. Oh, I was doing that way.
Oh, I thought you were going 54.
No, 54. I think all my friends would go. That's probably for the best.
That probably makes sense.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it, closer to your mom's age. I think probably the better for you, Gianmarco.
Right.
But if I a 21-year-old.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
What are you going to say to me?
I'm not going to say anything.
You're not going to say anything?
Meet
I'm
her.
your best friend.
I'm going to.
One of your best friends.
Well, let me meet her first, but I will have thoughts, of course.
See if she's mature for her age?
I mean, I think it does really depend. I mean, like I was saying, I'm somebody where I've tried to date people my own age. Unceasingly, I've tried to date people my own age. They really are not, they don't understand my references. They don't really, they can't really,
The
especially
38-year-old? I haven't understand a single thing you've said today.
well, he and I are really on similar pages.
Yeah, you met him on the incel chats?
Yeah, basically. I mean, like I just like dating my age. As much as I would like to be able to do it, it doesn't really work for me. Guys that are in their 20s really find something about me to be like absolutely abhorrent.
I don't think that's true.
It's in
don't
my
think that's true.
experience, it's been very true.
How would you know though? We're not.
No, but because you're not like some fucking like hideous monster.
No, but I'm like,
You're like a Hollywood actor.
Yes.
Talking about how all these ugly open micer male comedians. I'm sure.
I got dogged fuck out by a guy with cerebral palsy that works at E-Bombs World about 2 calendar years ago.
I don't even know what dogged out means, Ivy.
He was
Fucked?
I didn't get fucked by him. He was talking. He wouldn't fuck me.
look
He
at you.
wouldn't have sex with me, Gianmarco.
Yeah, it means he wouldn't have sex.
He would not have sex with me. He dog walked the fuck out of my heart, would not have sex with me, and then was telling everybody that had 2 ears on the side of their head that I was crazy and disgusting. Like, it's been hard for me, Gianmarco. It's been hard for me. Millennials are the only people that are like actually down with the cause. And that's the cross that I have to bear.
Yeah.
When I'm 50, my husband will be 90 and my kids will have Down syndrome for being half like elderly sperm. But that's just the
which is fine.
I could be a great mother to a chromosomally troubled child. Of course. I'm very caring when you get, beneath the surface. But it's just my cross to bear. It's just the situation. It's just the matter at hand.
Wait, so when you get older, it's going to also expand the age.
I will always be in age gap
17 years,
jail.
it's
Yes.
gone to 40.
I will always be in some form of age gap jail. I do
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
I do. If I do declare.
Yeah.
As your career continues, do you think you're going to be able to hold on to this kind of like shooting from the hip, saying whatever the fuck you want, or do you think you're going to gradually, like almost every single person in this industry, be dulled by the not getting in trouble?
Yeah, are your
It's not
reps
possible for me.
ever like, hey?
Definitely, but
Well, you deleted a TikTok for a TV show, right?
Yeah. I've had my fair share of people trying to media train me or suppress me or whatever, but it doesn't really stick. And also, I found that the most success that I've had in my career has come from not compromising my ideas, the things that I want to say when I want to say them.
Is it also an internet thing though, where like I do think there's, because listen, comedically, I always feel. And obviously, this is one of the things, back to the original thing about talking about people who might be annoyed by things said in this very episode, where I go, like, as a comedian, I really do default on the side of, like, say whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I go, like, I think the thing about the internet is you go to these spaces where it is so extreme, and you go, like, you become disconnected from people who just don't, they want spaces in their life where they can participate without. It goes back to like trigger warning things, which I don't do and I don't like, but I can see how it happens, how like the internet, you create people who like just fucking talk and it's dark and they talk about maybe it's sex, maybe it's death, maybe it's slurs. For me, it was always more like when I was younger and more sensitive, it wasn't slurs, it was like existential things where I'd be like, that would shake me up.
Yeah.
And I can extend that, someone feels that from somewhere else.
Well, I think I am for people who like to be challenged and who like to think about uncomfortable ideas from a different angle. I just think like I have really no interest in ever trying to cater to an audience that wants to come to one of my shows to
Your shows are fine.
What?
Your shows are your shows. I get that.
Yeah, but even on the internet is just, my work on the internet is just another medium. It's like stand-up or acting for me, where it's just another medium of self-expression. It's another way and form in which I can disseminate my ideas and how I see the world. And yeah, I mean, people are very uncomfortable with the things that I say and do on the internet, but that doesn't make me want to appeal to those people, because the people that like what I'm doing are fierce about it and they buy tickets and they really give a shit, and they tell me that the things that I say have helped them understand their own relationships with themselves, especially young women. They really are like, you have given me words to articulate how I feel about my own body and my place in the world in ways that I didn't have before. And I don't care about appeasing somebody that is not willing to think deeply or find truth in what it is that I have to say. Like, I don't want to be somebody that's for a broad audience. This is why I'm not like a great comedy club performer, because the having to cater to tourist sensibilities, like people that are, and nothing against like people that want a good night out, but it's like I'm not for them. I'm just not for somebody that's like, I have a layover in, I'm going back to Milwaukee, I have a layover for the evening, why don't we go see a comedy show? And they're looking for like anybody here on Hinge, and they're like, I'm on Hinge, and then that's, the end all be all of it. Like, I am a performer, and my work is for people who, I guess, like, want to parse through difficult topics from voices and perspectives that are often unheard out of fear of people being uncomfortable about it. Like, I'm a young woman that talks about my deep troubles with my sexual issues. Like, my show right now is about, like, it's called Age of Consent. It's about like my sexual problems, and then sort of zooming out into like a larger thesis about like how female suffering is fetishized, and how like throughout history, like the subjugated woman is like the sexiest.
Were you seeing a sex therapist?
I was, yeah.
What does a sex therapist do exactly?
Helps you not be bad at fucking. I thought the sex therapist would be like, okay, your challenge for this week, 5 blowjobs in 5 days, get out there, diva. But it actually isn't that.
And you were outside the waiting room like, hey, where's my room?
Yeah. It's like, it's not that. It's more like, it's like normal talk therapy, but the focus is on sexual issues. So like, it's like if you were coming into a talk therapist being like, is
the room like, is it just a therapy room?
Yeah.
Or are there X-rated posters on the walls?
No, it's really benign.
Kama Sutra in the library. I mean, I don't know.
I wish. That's what I thought it would have been.
Because to me,
But
I
it's
go,
really
like
benign.
porn playing.
Is not all therapy sex therapy? Would Freud not say?
I guess in a roundabout way, yes, but sex therapy is like, it's specifically focused. The way that there's therapy for OCD or anorexia or ADHD or whatever.
Yeah,
like, there's
I
therapy
just
for
get
sex
suspicious
problems.
where it's like everything is interconnected. Does this not become a way for a therapist to market themselves, essentially?
Sure. Oh, definitely. I mean, everything is interconnected, but...
Freud was definitely a sex therapist.
Right, but he's not the only therapist that's ever existed.
Of
Men
course.
love to cite Freud as if he's like the first guy that ever like walked on the earth.
No, I just think he like informs... Well, sure. I first, let me agree. Yeah, there's this... But it just feels like he...
But also it's like Freud is like one of those characters that like people reference when they have nothing else to reference.
Okay, I disagree. Here's what I like about Freud. Let me tell you.
Okay,
Let me tell you.
go ahead.
Because I think what Freud did is like it's kind of like the same way like Steve Jobs wasn't a great inventor, but to the public, there is a talent and a skill to introduce people to concepts.
He was a good communicator of these
I
ideas.
think Freud, and not just communicating, but I think like in a time where, imagine how puritanical things were, and to somehow like at a dinner table like tell the intelligentsia like, I think some of you want to kill your dads and fuck your mom, and like introduce the concept of like,
absolutely, he was a revolutionary, but I don't think his framework is the framework through which we need to view all things. There's like a few, it's like people like Freud, or it's like there's this book called Ways of Seeing by John Berger. It's like Marshall McLuhan stuff that like people, these like philosophers or thinkers that people exclusively cite, and it's like, well, there's also like other books you can read out there.
Of course, I think sometimes just to cite like people like taking the subconscious seriously. Like I think that's where
spoken like a true acting school graduate.
Of course.
Spoken like
I mean,
a true acting school
Freud is what led to Stanislavski's entire school.
Yeah.
So what do you learn from the sex therapist? What you go in?
Yeah, it's basically just like unpacking.
And you don't have to share this, by the way.
I'm share everything.
Yeah,
I share absolutely.
You were live
everything
streaming
about myself.
in on TikTok.
Yeah, I share absolutely everything about myself. But yeah, the sex therapy is really just like I'm trying to sort of undo or unlearn my like insecurities and my sexual apprehension. I'm trying to be somebody that can like be in my body more in a real way. There's a lot about sex that I really just don't understand. Like there are things about sexual interaction that I feel like, this is how I describe it, is like sometimes sex to me feels like being at a gym or being in an elevator, where it's like there's like codes of conduct in those confined spaces that you're expected to adhere to, but how would I how am I expected to know how to do that? Sex
you
is
got to
a-
wipe down where you sit. And
Right,
stuff.
exactly. Sex also has like choreography that I'm expected to innately, know how to do and not be clumsy at for fear of like, embarrassing myself. The things that you say during sex are things that you can't address extra contextually.
Yeah.
And the things that you say outside of sex cannot be said during sex. Have you ever tried saying, "How are you?" on the dick? They go, "What are you talking about?" Have you ever tried being like, "Nice weather outside, isn't it?" while there's a cock in your mouth? They look at you like you just brought a gun on the bus. It's not sustainable. It's not. I don't understand why it changes.
But some of this goes back to where I go, you're 21.
Of course.
I mean, there's a mix where there's part of me that goes like this could only get someone more in their head. You just got to do through practice.
Definitely.
And then another part of me that goes, I had a bad intro to sex, and I certainly could have used specifically a sex therapist.
When you sat down with your therapist, what's the vibe of your therapist? Do you think
she's like a Long Island Jewish American princess?
Okay. Do you think she's having a lot of sex? Is
I
that
don't know.
important to you?
She seems like a very kind of well-to-do, uppity sort of like. She's very like I'll say something stupid, and she go, "What do you think?"
Well, that is kind of what I want to say. To be
gives me
honest
the
with you,
runaround.
and you can
She's
charge me.
stern.
I'll charge you after. But yeah, you don't ask how's the weather when it dick's in your mouth.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
But
and
why
that's-
not? Why can't we, why are there, the thing that I have about sex is like, there are rules to it.
For the same reason I want
there
to talk
might
about the
be-
weather, if
there
I
might
have
be
a
someone
delicious
into it.
ravioli in my mouth, I might be
Yeah.
like, oh, no, it's fine. It's
But
a
there
little
are
chilly.
social cues in sex that I was just expected to know innately, and immediately into my like life as a person that has sex, whenever I would like defy any of those merely by accident, like it was the response was always combative.
Oh.
And
Combative.
So, combative, or like, what are you doing? Or that's a strange choice. And so immediately there was sort of like a knowledge in me that this is not actually a free space the way that people purport it to be, and it's actually something that is like
Who
deeply
purported
regimented.
it to be that though? It's an
Everybody-
awkward, clunky mess of a thing, and
When
sometimes
you-
it's good, and most of the time it's pretty mid.
It's so mid. It's
it's
also the
mostly
thing about
mid.
the thing about sex is that it's largely mid. I don't really like. I would rather kind of be doing anything else. Like I'm also like not really interested in the actual act of it. I'm interested in it as a concept. I think it's something interesting to pontificate on. I think it's a good jumping off point for like how the like id or whatever reveals itself and all these things. But like sex itself, the actual act of sex, doing it penis and vagina style or whatever the fuck, it's kind of boring, and it's pretty much always kind of like the same old ting, same old like forms and mediums. People try to like put a hat on a hat with kink or whatever and make it more interesting, but it's like it's still boning. Like what can you do? You can't like go on a great adventure while you're boning. You can't talk about the next great American novel while you're boning. Like
But
it's
yeah,
just
that's
like,
why. That's what you go do that after. It's just
Then
it's
why
like
would-
taking a shit or eating a meal. It's like it is what it is.
it is what it is.
It's
But
like
why
you
do
want
I have to
something
do
more.
it? It is. What
You
it
don't
is.
have to do it.
Exactly, but why am I expected to be so good at it and know how to do it? And why are people calling? Why have I been told to my face that my vagina is futile?
Who said to your face?
that?
Who said to your face your vagina is futile?
Somebody I loved dearly.
Oh no.
And they said your vagina is futile was the word that they used. What does
Oh
that
my
even mean?
God.
What does that mean?
What would it mean if you were to say to your wife?
That it's a Sisyphean task.
does that
like,
mean
it's
you
like
couldn't?
trying to push the boulder up a hill where
hill.
you
It's
go,
like-
what am I doing this for? This is gonna take forever.
What's the point?
What do
What's
they mean
the
in
point?
reference to completion?
Completion, the entire journey, start to finish. Not even completion, but just like even the friends we made along the way. It's just all of it is obsolete.
It just sounds like you fucked one of those weird guys that you keep ranting about earlier, and it just like he told you something
Most
crazy.
of the
You just
people
gotta
that I have
disregard
had
it.
sex with have had words to share about my methods
You're
and
21.
styles.
How many people are we talking about? For God's sakes,
It's a sample. It's a small sample size of six.
Small
but it's,
sample
but it's
size.
enough where it's impactful in a way to my psyche where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this
If
is
all
like.
six said futile specifically, I'd go. I gotta look into that. I
Well, some of
guess.
them didn't know the word futile,
Yeah.
but the ones
Just
that
like
did,
us.
the ones that
Your
did.
vagina's. Give me a second. The story's not come. Frustrating
Exactly.
and slow.
But some of it's like I have not. It's I don't have it like that. I'm really good at a lot of other things.
I think what's interesting to me is you talk about it's like you don't seem to have an interest in sex, but it seems to be such a topic of something that you
Yes.
want to like dive into.
Yes.
And as an outsider, I go like, don't worry about it. It's sometimes it happens sometimes.
Right, but I think like that friction between like what I'm expected to be able to do and what I can't do is like a really artistically interesting space to live between.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like such a it's also like it's a major insecurity of mine that like really eats away at me, because it is sort of a reminder that I'm kind of existing outside the norm of how at least people present their sex lives to me, and I am sort of the person that's like, this is what it actually feels like. And women come up to me at my shows and they're like, by the way, like, because I have a joke where I say that sex feels like rape surgery, right? And girls come up to me after my shows.
I gotta tell you, I have that joke too.
Fuck, Gianmarco. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm sure we have a different angle on
Parallel thinking. Yeah. But I'll do that joke, and girls will come up to me after the show and be like, I've never heard it put in that way. It's so succinct. That's exactly how it feels. By the way, this is my boyfriend Bruce. He's a big fan as well. It's always that.
Yeah. Do they whisper that part away from Bruce?
Yes.
And they'd be like, Bruce, come here.
Yeah. Come meet Ivy. Yeah. She's so sweet.
That is so
It's
funny.
always that. So like by saying these things on stage, and they're ideas that people are really uncomfortable with. When people hear rape surgery at a comedy club, it often elicits groans. But then women come up to me afterwards and they're like, that is like 2 perfect words to describe how it feels. But the thing is, women don't really publicly offer these types of stories or these types of experiences, because it is shameful to like be somebody that is not innately good at a thing that you are expected to be good at, and to have complicated, like dynamic, wavy feelings about all these things. And I share that because I feel like the onus is on me to do so for other young women who feel similarly, who also feel like really embarrassingly clumsy in this way, because like other people aren't doing it.
Well, let's move on to our next segment.
There's segments, there's games.
This has got to stop.
This has got to stop.
I talked over the fucking music again.
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
It works.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
great.
Last question, Freudian.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have to deal with your parents dating and their sex lives?
Yeah.
You ever walk in on your parents?
No, I've never walked in on anybody having sex, but you know, my mom would like there was a guy, for example, that like I thought was my mom's boyfriend for a long time, and then she only revealed to me as an adult. We were talking about him, we were talking like growing up, and I brought this guy up, and she went, I guess in modern parlance he would be more of a situationship. He was just a guy that I was fucking, and I was like, then why was he like in our house every day?
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that where I'm like,
And then when they stopped fucking, did he just disappear?
no, he will like will still text her to this day, I miss the smell of your hair, when he gets drunk, and she's always like, look at this, and I'm like well, I don't have that prowess. It's also like I wrote an essay.
Guys, never text on you. If you're gonna text something sweet, guys, it's got to be with someone you're in a
can't be,
relationship
I
with.
miss
Yes.
the
It
smell of
cannot
your
be an
hair.
ex
When he's
because they
married,
will
and
show it to
he's
someone
also
in a
married.
cruel way.
Oh, he's married.
He's
no.
married, and he'll text my mom like, I miss the smell of your hair, and my mom will be like, look at this motherfucker.
Oh my god.
But it's like my mom is somebody. I wrote an essay about this on Substack. It's called "On Having Trash Pussy." It did very well on the app. Okay, it kind of blew up on Substack. But a big framing device of the essay is basically like, I grew up with like a mom who was very sexually liberated. My father was like kind of like a weird gooner, like nerd, alone guy who like would date very troubled women and then lose them.
I forgot you. Didn't you say you would stay at the house and your dad would come there?
Yeah.
And he was watching porn on the computer.
He broke my
because I found out
computer.
about porn because my dad's computer broke and he started using my computer and there were porn on it. So yeah.
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 So
Gooner dads.
Yeah, gooner dads.
Yeah.
So my dad was like a kind of strange gooner, and my mother was this woman who was like very sexually liberated and like, you know, was a feminist of the 70s with lesbian mothers who was really like, fucking is beautiful, fucking is an expression of your soul, whatever. And so I had this like high expectation of what sex would be, because I was like, my mom has stressed to me like the feminist importance of being in touch with your sensuality and sexuality my entire life, basically. Like that was just like in her sort of like parenting dogma, was like, one day, like you will, when you're old enough, like it will be a beautiful thing to share with other people, your sexuality, and it is so liberating and freeing, and it's so much fun, all of this stuff. And she always stressed to me that it was like really important in a relationship to maintain a good sex life, because she was always like, the relationship dies when the sex dies.
Okay.
That was always my mom's thing. And so
Was it too much? But too much of this kind of talk?
because it put an expectation on me that it would immediately be something that would like free parts of my soul that were like untapped, and that it would like be immediately paradigm shifting, and that because like I had it in my blood or something, it would immediately be something that I was just unbelievably skilled at. And then when I wasn't, it was like a massive crashing.
Of course.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the line, it's one of my favorite lines, Tennessee Williams and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Have you seen it? You read it?
Of course.
Where she goes up to I forget the woman's name, but she goes, when a marriage is on the rocks are there. And she points to the bed.
Yeah.
But that surely is part of this connection. Like, it seems like, in a way, it's like, I always believe, parents should, of course, be more open with their kid. But in a way, it seems like maybe it created like a pressure.
Oh, yeah. I was too cognizant of my parents' sexual styles, I think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't regret knowing that. I don't wish that I didn't know it, because I was a really precocious and curious child. I found childhood to be like very oppressive, because it was upsetting to me that just because of my age I couldn't be let in on the truths of life.
It seems like you were let in on every truth life has to offer.
Yes.
But I'm saying,
grateful for that. It made me a much smarter and more curious, open-hearted person. It made me view things like really critically and comprehensively, whereas I think people learn that skill later in life, but I knew it from the time I was a child.
Yeah, I think it's just more your mom. What did she say? She said when the sex goes, the
relationship goes.
I mean, that's a tough line to take in.
Yeah, that's a tough line to take
Especially
in.
if
That's a
you're
lot
like,
of pressure.
At first, you're like, well, it's the sex is not working that well.
Yeah.
To start. So then you're like, oh, I'm not like.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure to have that be, bestowed onto me as motherly teachings.
Like I feel like part of my, it was like the first person I just was finishing too fast, and then like I got in my head, wasn't in therapy, couldn't get it up, period.
Yeah.
And I remember I felt like on my own there was this moment of like, this person's going to leave me.
Yeah.
Because my body is inefficient.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every day.
And
That's how I feel about myself every single day. I have like very kind of like male erectile dysfunction disease, but in a woman's body, which like makes it all the more kind of taboo and strange, because it's like there's not much of a precedent for that. Because people always think like a hole is a hole, you can just shove anything in it. Honey, sometimes the hole's closed. Mm-hmm. Sometimes gone fishing sign is over the hole, hanging from a robust set of pubes.
Yeah, I'd rather have a closed pussy than a soft dick, though.
Interesting.
Interesting.
You can't do anything with a soft dick. You can't do anything with a soft dick.
That's true. You can't do anything with a soft dick.
Yeah.
A closed pussy, like you can force your way in, but then that comes up with a whole other set of problems. Then you have to go to pelvic floor therapy and get surgery, which has happened to me.
What?
I had two hymens that I had to get converged into one.
Hymens?
A lot of my sexual problems come from.
That's how much of an insult you were? You had two hymens?
Two hymens, both unfucked for a very long time. Yeah. A lot of my sexual problems also come from like vaginal and anal trauma that came about like purely accidentally. Like the first time I ever had sex, I not only did my hymen break into two, and which made all sex I had thereafter until I was diagnosed with
Wait, I thought it always breaks into two. Forgive me. What do you mean?
No, it perforates into one hole, and then sort of the tissue kind of in, and then it's just the opening. Mine, I had a second one, so when I was first ever formally penetrated, I guess, it like made two, and so when I would be penetrated, it was really painful because that's not supposed to happen, and like it would be like fucking the hole was too small because there was another one right there, and sometimes it would go right down the middle, and then it would be like tugging up.
Oh God.
Really crazy. But not only did that happen the first time I had sex, I also got a vaginal hematoma where the inside of my vaginal canal ripped open and had a bruise on it, and I woke up the next morning and bled so much that I was like, it was pooling around my ankles and I had to go to the hospital. So it's like very immediately into my sex having career, really bad things were happening to my body that I was paying for like 3 years after that. Like I only got the septate hymen surgery last summer. And like that was something that like in all of this sex that I had for the 2 years before that was just there undiagnosed, causing like extreme physical pain that then led to vaginismus, where I was so afraid of the pain that my body actually was like, okay, well, let's create this like preliminary protective mechanism where the vagina just won't even open to prevent from any like incidents happening on the inside of it. And so it's like there's been all these things that have like stacked on top of each other for me, where it's not even just like a spiritual and emotional misunderstanding of my own sexuality, but it's also like my body's weird physical rejection of the fact. So it's just like all of these like confluencing things that have been so troublesome. And also it's like sometimes I do cut myself slack and I'm like, I am only 21 years old, like I shouldn't be expected to know this. But then people do expect me to know all of this stuff. People actually do put the onus on me to like be somebody that is sexually forward or sexually fluid or like, you know, experimental or whatever, or more highly libidinous than I am. And it's just like, that's just not the case.
I would
for
imagine
me.
that a man would hear the way that you talk about sex and like assume like, oh, this is someone who like knows not to ask the weather during a blowjob.
Right. And the
but
thing is,
I think that's what you're saying is that like it's there's this expectation every time. I just imagine, I don't know, send him this podcast next time you're hooking up with someone and be like, hey, just before
But the thing is, I also like another thing that's complicated about it is like I feel like my defense mechanism against ever having to truly face my sexual fears and like open myself up past the frank embarrassment and humiliation that I feel in sexual contexts, like, is this like protective mechanism where I'm like out at the bar and I'm like, hi, I'm Ivy, my pussy has maggots in it, like, anyway, lovely weather we're having, like, it's just sort of like a knee-jerk thing that I have a feeling that I need to explain to put sort of a shield over myself to prevent anybody from ever wanting to fuck me so that I don't even have to deal with the trouble. But then that leaves me in a place where I'm like, why has nobody asked me on a date in like 3 years?
Yeah.
You know, then I'm like, why am I just like alone on a Friday night while all of my friends have boyfriends? And it's literally because like anytime I meet a man that I think is attractive, I'm like, hi, like, nice to meet you, I'm Ivy. Basically, like, what's gonna happen when you fuck me is that it's gonna feel like you're getting stabbed with knives inside of your penis and you're gonna die and bleed out in the bed and then I'm gonna run away. Nice to meet you. Bushwick is wonderful this time of year. Like, it's not a sustainable model. But it's like a defense mechanism.
Totally.
Because just like the prospect of contending with sex in a real way and like opening my heart to it and actually like
let alone your pussy.
Let alone my damn pussy, girl. Yeah, because like when I'm having sex, it's like even if the second I like snap into it and like the million thoughts in my head that I can't turn off or like stop running for a second, all of a sudden I like dissociate out of my body and I'm watching myself from the corner of the room and I'm like, Jew, like I'm like yelling at myself.
If we didn't even get into the deep, you are Jewish.
Yeah.
65%. 65%. Mom or dad?
Both.
Both.
My mom was half. My dad's full.
Okay. I'm just doing the math.
Or my mom is.
Because that would make you 75%. No.
My mom's dad was not Jewish, so my mom is like matrilineally Jewish, which in Judaism means that you're full.
Yeah.
But she was like biologically half, and then her mother was half. So it's like a half, and then the half into me, and then the full from my dad.
Do you have a? Because I've heard you just say this sometimes, where you someone yelling at you Jew, or you yelling at yourself Jew. You got some inner self-Jew hatred.
It's more so of a thing where it's just like, I mean, I used to do a joke about this where one time I was blowing a guy and he looked down at me and he went, "You look so pretty sucking my cock," and I wanted to pop up and say to him like, we would have been on the same train to Auschwitz. You can't talk to me like that. Think of history. And so it's kind of just stuff like that where it's like we've had so much harm perpetrated against us and now we are the perpetrators of the harm, and what are we out here having sex for, all willy-nilly, fancy and free? What do you mean you want to stick it in my ass like Gaza's burning? It's just like we've like really we have to like actually as Jews we like actually, and I mostly fuck Jews because they're kind of the only people that they might not even like my personality, but it's like that biological urge to repopulate the race. But then I'm like, let's unpack that because that's birthright.
I don't know if it's a biological urge to I think it is more like calloused hands, like dealing with other Jewish neuroses. Right. Yeah, exactly. And being able to be like, they're working through something.
Yes.
I don't need to like.
Yes. Yeah. You don't have to shake me awake. It's like if you're on the same wave.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like it's stuff like that where I'm like, come on, like let's get real. It's also just like a low self-esteem thing as well that comes from that, where it's like I mean, like I have seen footage of myself having sex, and it is like I do a joke on stage where I'm like, footage.
By the way,
of
just
me,
so you know, I never have no interest
In what?
Seen my footage,
It's not
my
worth
own.
it. It's not worth it.
I
No,
wouldn't
I
dare.
can't imagine.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
I know some people, they
Anybody
love
that-
the mirrors. I don't like the mirrors.
Not worth it at all. Anybody that tries to tell you that it will be fun and good, telling you lies. They're bugs in your skin. The CIA is in your walls.
Yeah.
They're literally leaving you
Mirrors,
astray.
I don't like
No.
mirrors. Mirrors eventually.
Mirrors, no.
Horrible.
Mirrors
Horrible.
because you both look. I see. Oh, we're both looking at ourselves right now.
Right.
It's
And then it's
because
Patrick
really-
Bateman, and then it's that scene in
Yes.
American Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do a joke on stage now where I'm like, I saw footage of myself sucking cock recently, energetically akin to an ISIS beheading video. Like, that's actually how it feels to me to watch something like that. Is like, that is somebody that is getting killed abroad. Me, when I have sex, is I'm getting killed abroad. I'm in a country I should not be in. I have no right to be here. I'm interloping on a culture that is not mine, and I'm getting murdered at the same time. And thank God, America deserved 9/11.
Oh.
It's literally like sex with me is like America deserving 9/11, where it's like I did this to myself, but also I
Don't
had
help
no business.
campaign for Zoran's second term. They can't deal with that quote.
my
I know,
God.
especially since his wife was like exposed for tweeting the FAG word, but gay guys
Yeah,
are really happy about
yeah,
that.
the one
'cause
you
she's
said
saying
earlier.
this. Yeah, the one I said earlier.
yeah.
The one I said earlier, but now I'm scaling it back. I have one per 90 minutes. When I'm on camera, when I'm off camera,
Well,
no, it
she
doesn't
was
matter.
15.
She was 15. Well, exactly.
15.
Exactly. She was
Give me a break.
Exactly.
Give me a break, 15.
She was 15 years old, but also like people that were mad about that were not gay guys, because every gay guy that I know in New York is like, yeah, she looked amazing every day of her life. She can say that. She's wearing amazing $700 boots to her husband's inauguration. Yeah, she can call me whatever she wants. So like nobody's really that should be mad about it is mad about it.
Yeah.
She's free. Rama. we
Anyone's
stand
mad
with
about
you.
it, they said it themselves.
Just we
in their
Rama.
20s.
Just we Rama.
Can we have the we don't have politicians on the show. Could we have the wife one? She's a private citizen.
I imagine it still won't be that interesting. Like, it'll, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it'd
she
be
can't
like-
say anything, you know?
She can't say anything, but also you guys would probably just have to ask her like where she got her like fur coat.
Yeah.
But I would ask her where she got her fur coat all the livelong day.
No, I wrote she had designer, and I was gonna see if they could make a dress for Tovah, but they didn't get back. She's great fashion. Great fashion.
She does a really great fashion.
So this segment, this got to stop.
This has gotta stop.
By the way, join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. 4 bonus episodes every
This
month.
is definitely going to have to be a Patreon episode. I've said too much.
No, it's
no, it's going.
Listen, we don't have this kind of flexibility. By the way, as a side note, this gotta stop real quick. When you say like you shouldn't have released this one, we don't got
We
the
don't-
luxury of not releasing.
They
an
gotta
episode.
go out. They gotta
I'm
go
in
out.
New York 3 days a year,
Yeah.
and every episode we record here,
We're
has
recording
gotta go
17 episodes in the next
Today.
2.5 days.
Today.
So, no, sorry.
Right.
So this is main feed, no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh.
No matter
No
what.
matter what. Next
Golly.
Tuesday, in fact.
Oh.
Uh,
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Do you have a this gotta stop? Something that needs to come to an end, big, small, personal.
Can I see you guys do you guys do one every week?
Yeah, I'll do one like real quick.
Can I
like,
see an
I did
example?
or do we have? If you have a Patreon one, if you join the Patreon, you can submit your own. Patreon.com/downside. Early access episodes, 4 bonus episodes. Ty, what is our patron submitted? This gotta stop.
Yeah, we have Christy here. Christy has this got to stop when stand-up comedians pause for applause after saying, "I've been married for 18 years." Ellipses. I have 3 kids. ... It's my birthday tomorrow. ... Waiting for applause, and suddenly we're not at a comedy show anymore. The audience has been reassigned to the lavish, unearned applause upon the guy we literally paid to be here. The whiplash is unreal. 1 second I'm laughing, the next I'm sitting in a dark room full of adults applauding on cue like we're being graded on enthusiasm.
I agree.
100% agree. I do think that this is like there's a mix of this where like it is the comedian, but it is cultural. The reason they do that sometimes is because audiences often will applaud. Like I hate how long you've been married. 25 years applause. Like
Hate it.
I just hate that natural kind of thing, because most 25-year marriages I know are miserable, and they would cheat on each other in a second if anyone wanted to fuck them.
Period.
And so I think I completely agree with you, and that kind of pause is annoying, and expecting something is annoying. Comedians should not expect, they should provoke.
Yes.
And
you should be providing, not you shouldn't be there just to receive.
yeah, and
It's
but I also think
selfish.
it, like in turn, like audiences, like next time someone says it's my birthday, just go, yeah, we all got one.
We all got one.
We all got one.
So
Yeah.
that's like this has got to stop.
I agree. Do you have one?
I got one. This has got to stop. Hotels need to have we need to have separate hotels from business people and people going on conventions for business than if you're on vacation. If I'm on vacation at a hotel, I when there's a convention there and they're all wearing those badges and they're hanging out at the bar and you're seeing them on their Excels in the lobby, and it's not what I want in my vacation. It's kind of ruining the vibe, and this was just happened, and I feel like we should have separate hotels. Business people should have separate hotels where they can do their business conventions, and we're not seeing them with their lanyards, and we're not overhearing their fucking horrible conversations. And then you're also at the nighttime, you're seeing them go so crazy because they're on their work trip, and it's a really bad, not chill environment. And I think that we need to have separate hotels for business people.
I agree with that, but sometimes it is fun when it's a convention, when it's like a
no, because they're wearing their fucking.
Thing.
We went to get a nice drink at the Four Seasons, and they're all wearing their fucking lanyards, and they're on their laptops, and you're like, no, let's just have a nice like.
It's a vibe killer.
It's a vibe killer.
Oh, you're in New Orleans too.
Yeah, and they're like,
it's
there's like, they're all wearing frumpy clothing, business clothing.
If you're doing a business trip in New Orleans, you're not on a business trip. You're there to
it's
drink,
an excuse.
relax.
It's an excuse, and they're all like,
relax,
get out, take those lanyards off. Also, take the lanyards off when you're not doing business. It's so lame.
Yeah. I agree. All right, do you have this gotta stop?
This has got to stop. What has to stop? What has to
You've
stop?
had so many things. It could be an internet thing that annoys you, or it could be something people do, comedians do on the road. And we were just in Boise.
Oh,
I was in Boise on Tuesday.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just there for Tree Fort. It was really fun. But this has got to stop. Actually, here's what I have. Alternative comedians using the word bisexual as a replacement for a joke or actually writing about the human experience in any meaningful way. I think like if you are at a Brooklyn show and 7 people on the lineup have some sort of large bit about the bisexual identity, at a certain point you have to just like go back into your notebook and scratch that out, because it's water that has been tread on before by a million feet. I just think it's like actually find something else to say, actually like look at your life from other angles and not just the angles that are like zeitgeisty or buzzy, and like dare to breathe the human spirit beyond what is pop culturally on vogue.
You know what I do? I say I'm heterosexual.
Woo!
Let's go to our final segment.
You better count your blessing.
You better count your blessing. This is where we say something that we're thankful for. We had a good negative episode, but still, only one thing we're thankful for. We don't need to go overboard. Things are still pretty bad. Russell, do you have a blessing?
Yeah, my blessing this week is the Uber drivers in New Orleans. I met some of the most interesting people that were Uber drivers. If I had a job putting together TV shows, listen, I found some stars.
Yeah.
In the New Orleans Uber driver pool. They were so funny, such characters, and it would be like, oh, you're there, and the stories that you would get. And so I just had 10 out of 10 Uber drivers while I was there.
I do remember being there, and immediately after one Uber driver Googling a conspiracy about Katrina, because he painted quite a picture for me.
What was his conspiracy?
Just that the government wanted to like clear out certain...
the levees.
They blew the levees. Yeah.
That might not be too far-fetched.
Yeah, these days.
But yeah, so that's mine for this week.
Yeah, God, I can't wait to go back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Tova and I are going to open a comedy club there.
Yeah.
Someday.
Really?
No, I mean, it's a fantasy.
It's a fantasy. Okay.
But I hope so. When Russell moves there part-time, so I can never leave his side.
Yes.
My quick blessing, we've been working on this new thing I do. You've probably seen Friday nights I do kind of topical jokes, monologue style in the middle of the headlining set. And I, because there's never going to be late night for me to do, so I do it on my own now.
I think you'd be a really fun late night host.
Thank you. I think it can be very it can just numb your it's so much.
It's rote. It gets very rote.
But I want to do elements of it in my own creative way. So this thing has been cool. So I just want to thank, because part of it is I have writers and they send jokes and we put them all together. So Nick DeLorenzo, Divya Gunasekaran.
She's awesome.
She's phenomenal. Ariel Elias, old friend. Victoria Murphy, my social media manager, and Skylar Higley. Thank you so much.
He is really great.
Great jokes. I love. Not everyone likes those little jokes. Sometimes people find them corny or whatever, but I love it. It's a beautiful mathematical equation, and I love them. So, and don't worry, I don't do it too much. So it's great. Tomorrow morning show. We've made channels for all of it. Check it out. Ivy, do you have a blessing?
I have a blessing. My blessing is I brought my hour to New York. I did it the other day before I left for Treefort, and it was amazing. Sold out the big room at Sesh. It was so wonderful. I have been developing this hour for like almost a year now, and I feel like it's really in a good place, and it's every time I do it, it gets better and stronger, and I'm doing it again tomorrow, and then I'm doing it again on the 5th. They're all sold out, don't ask. But yeah, it's been really wonderful and artistically fulfilling, and I have never felt better about my work than I do at this moment, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm 3 years into stand-up, and I already have an hour that's doing really well, so I'm very happy.
That's great.
Now you're going to film it soon, or you're going to take your time?
I'm going to take my time. I think if I am ever to release a special, it would have to be like a magnum opus. Like it would have to be
good.
It would have to be like I don't believe another thing that this has got to stop. Part 2, actually, now that I think about it, is having a special every year. I think that is a redonkulous thing to do because that doesn't make it special. I think a special should be like actually your most delicious and perfect and honest work that has taken a long time for you to develop.
But if you do have another special a year later and you worked really hard at it and you're trying and you've been fine-tuning it really hard
I think really
be okay.
I think if you've been working really hard at it, yes, but like the model
and you're 12 years into stand-up and you know.
I think that's fine, but like the model of like people putting like a special on like YouTube like once every 6 months, or like when people do like a 20-minute special on YouTube, I'm like,
yeah, like the one I put out last week called Shelf Life Volume 2.
Fuck, I don't keep up with you.
I still think they were pretty good, though. I think they had some merit.
You know.
And, you know, we all have different artistic outputs. Some of us put all our thoughts on Instagram stories every fucking second. And some of us...
only reference Freud.
Specials.
Yeah.
Some of us read other books, and some of us only reference Freud.
Ivy, where can people find you so they can avoid you at all costs?
I'm sorry.
Where can people find you? Tell the people.
No, I don't keep up with you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm only familiar with... I've seen you perform live.
Which ultimately is the medium.
It is the
medium. That
medium.
is my chosen medium.
I'm not keeping up with your clips, sis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen.
And I'm sorry about that.
I just saw your stories yesterday.
Great. And it seems like you got a lot from it, though.
Yeah.
Because I leave it all out on the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe like the real 2 specials a year is the Instagram stories we made along the way. Maybe I'm just doing that in my own method and I shouldn't denigrate other people's process. But I'm actually going to continue to do it because I'm a raconteur. Where can people find me?
Yeah.
My Instagram is at WolkMindVirus2, the number 2. Where else can you find me? Next month in April, I'm in a movie called Outcome that will be on Apple TV with Keanu Reeves and Cameron Diaz.
Yes, I saw the trailer.
And then also in April, I'm in a Netflix movie called Roommates, produced by Happy Madison, and
you're a great an English teacher.
Thank you.
Great 2 seasons.
Thank you.
Great 2 seasons.
That's a really good show.
It was a really good show.
Really awesome
really good show.
Yeah, gay guys love putting me on television. So later in the year, another homosexual recently put me on television, and you can see that in August. It like hasn't been announced yet, but like if you care about me, like in August, like a gay guy did put me on television. I'm covered in blood the entire TV show.
Wow.
And I'm screaming, and I'm in a dog cage for most of it.
Wow. That's how gay guys view vaginas.
Yeah. And what am I if not a troubled vagina on 2 legs?
Russell, where can people find you?
At Russell J. Daniels. And also, hey, we still have some tickets left for our tour, Downside Live tour.
You're touring.
So get those tickets, especially Houston and Charlotte. And those are the 2 big ones that we should sell a little more tickets there. But everywhere else,
I just saw a casting announcement to make it put a gun in your mouth.
Oh God!
Not personally, but like taste-wise.
Okay.
That's for the Patreon guys.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/downside, where you can hear me, Russell, and I just bitch about things. Join live shows. Everything's good. Check out my mini special, Shelf Life Volume 2.
Just released.
I'm proud of you, and I endorse that behavior fully.
I think it's really good.
I'm sure it is. You're very talented.
Thank you.
But the problem is when people who have nothing to say do a special every 6 months. I believe that you do always have things to say.
This is the downside.
That was a Headgum podcast.